Hey everyone, it's Danny, and in this week's training I'm going to deal with a very popular question, which is how do you get rid of your slice? Slice where the ball sets off to the left, curves all the way to the right and finishes in the rubbish on the right hand side of the fairway. In order to get rid of that slice, we're going to start today by reverse engineering the process. So what does that mean? Well, step one in this process is to find out, well, what are you actually doing at impact? Not the swing for a second. What's going on at impact that actually is causing the slice? So let's get started. So if we look at the fairway here, look at this line, this is our target line here. When you're slicing the golf ball and the ball's setting off to the left, the club is attacking the golf ball on this side of the golf ball, the outside of the golf ball, and is coming across the ball. Now, the second thing that's happening, in order for it to slice to the right, not only is it coming across the ball, but the face of the club, this bit here, the face of the club is open. Okay, so it's actually twisted to the right and is coming also across the golf ball, producing that spin. So, if that's the case, then we need to fix two things. I hate the word fix, but it's true. We've got to fix two things. We've got to look at the path the club is heading into the ball, and we've also got to look at the face. Now, the reality is, and let's just put a little caveat in this, the reality is that you're not going to solve this in one range session necessarily. It's going to take some practice, it's going to take some work. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you some exercises to do that will help you improve the path and improve the face. But we're going to do them one at a time. The first thing we're going to do today is we're going to look at the face of the club. Now, in order to do that, one of the biggest impacts on the face itself is actually the way you hold the golf club. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that you're all holding it pretty good. So if you let your arms hang down here, you'll notice my hands here are slightly turned inwards, and this is the natural way of our arms hanging down. We want to hold the club exactly like that, with our arms hanging slightly to the left hand hanging slightly to the right of the club, and the right hand hanging slightly to the left of the golf club. What I see with a lot of people who are slicing the golf ball, the grip is too much in the palm of their hand, and if you look at the angle I've got my hand at here, it's actually twisted to the left of the golf club here. What we want to do when we're holding it is we want to make sure the left hand is not in the palm here as we're gripping it, but much more around into the fingers, so when we look down here, we're starting to see two or at least three knuckles, okay, 2.5 to 3 knuckles, ideally, when we're looking down here. This will help the club face come in much squarer to the golf ball. So there's the first thing. So have a look at your grip, just check, make sure that when you look down the left hand, you can see at least 2.5 knuckles to 3. The second thing we can do with the actual face position here is actually just start to practice moving that face and just getting it turning on an arc. So following an arc here, backwards and forwards, so that when you're coming through, if you look at here, look at the toe of the club here, the toe of the club is now pointing up towards the sky. So I would do a couple of rehearsals where we're swinging backwards and forwards, and we're getting the toe of the club pointing to the sky. Now, what this will do if you try this on a driving range to start off with, two things are likely to happen. Either and straight away the slice doesn't completely disappear, okay? You may improve the amount it moves, but it won't necessarily completely disappear. The other thing that could happen is that you do this incredibly well, but now what happens is the ball goes to the left of the target. And the reason being is, this is what we call a pull shot, and the reason being now is what you've done is you've kind of fixed the first bit of the problem, which is what? The face. You're now swinging still this way, but rather than the face being way up and now, it's much squarer to the path, and we're hitting it left of target. So once we've done that, okay, and you start hitting the ball left of target, the next thing to do, okay, you've now squared up the face, the next thing to do is to look at the path. And the path of the club, what we're going to do is we're going to start to help you to get the club path attacking more this side of the golf ball coming through, as opposed to that side. Again, how could you do this? Same principle, rehearsals. Just practicing the club here, swinging much more through this part of the golf ball. A great exercise here would be, I find a lot of people that slice, they tend to hang back a lot. And when that happens, when they start to hang back, they tend to swing a long way to the left. So one great drill here is actually, on particular driving range, is to do some swings and actually walk through. I'll just show you that one again. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a golf swing, and I'm actually going to walk through the shot. And what this will help you do is get the club attacking the golf ball much more on a direct line towards the golf ball as opposed to across the golf ball. This is one of the fastest drills I've found in getting people to strike those balls a lot straighter. So let's just summarize for a second. We're going to reverse engineer the process of a slice. What's happening? The club is attacking the ball from the outside to in, from the right hand side of the golf ball, coming to the left with the face open. We can't necessarily fix those two things all in one go, so we've got to be patient with this. It's going to take a little bit of time on the driving range. What I mentioned so far is that we're going to look at the grip first, make sure that you're gripping it correctly. That helps the face position. The second thing you can do on the driving range is just practice getting the club pointing, the toe of the club pointing to the sky at the very end, just rehearsing it. Now when you do this, the likelihood is that you're not going to hit a straight shot, but you will reduce the amount it curves to the right, and that's fine for now. That's the first stage. Once you've done that, think, great, I'm moving in the right direction. Then we put in the next stage, the third stage, which is start to look at the path of the golf club. And the path of the golf club, we're going to start off by going, okay, right, if you've got used to the toe of the club turning, now what we're going to do from here, we're going to start to get you attacking through the golf ball as opposed to maybe hanging back here. Hanging back causes slices. Starting to go through the golf ball here will really help you get that path getting much straighter through impact. And as we said, one of the best drills for that is the walk forward drill. Okay. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Until next week, have a great golfing week. Hi, it's Danny. Did you like this video? If you did, there's two things you could do right now. One is subscribe to my channel and receive this content on a weekly basis. The second thing you could do is you could head on over to my website right here and receive my weekly newsletter. In that newsletter we have various different advice in PDF format. You can access my podcast. In fact, many things that you cannot access on this channel. Head on over to it here. Until next week, have a great golfing week.